The world needs more dangerous ideas. We Jews tend to be okay with having tough conversations.
This is what I call a celebration of community. In addition to the dizzying 900, I have to say, that we did last night, for the record, it's a record.
Could this be an evening where we are prepared to have dangerous ideas that would pick up an extraordinary, globally known community and move it into the future and skip some of the greatest challenges of the present time? The strongest communities, the greatest communities, the ones that we remember, the ones that we celebrate, are the ones that have overcome the greatest challenges. And if this is going to be a vibrant and meaningful and extraordinary community, we must understand the challenges and not only respond to challenges, but challenge ourselves to drive this community into the future.
I am a dangerous Jewish girl. I was mixing in dangerous circles with dodgy people, and my parents thought they had lost me forever. But my Jewishness has never been lost to me. I began what was to become my chosen path, moving in and out of different communities and finding my identity. Yes, I have moved away from the Jewish community physically and in some ways spiritually, but I do consider myself one of you. I am not an imposter, just a bit different, just a bit dangerous. The question is, how do you see me?
And my dangerous idea for the night here is that you are not the customer for most of social media, most of the internet as you see it. You are the product. You are being sold. You are being farmed and harvested for your attention. There are some things that Facebook, Google, this whole personalized web doesn't know. It doesn't know how much the world needs voices with which we don't agree, how badly we need empathy for our fellow human beings. Everybody thinks they're the good guy. Everybody's not wrong because they disagree. There's data to back up their opinions now too. Our world has so much bias that it's rare to find an ounce of truth, and the moment we stop looking for it, searching for it actively, we'll lose. These algorithms don't care about bringing humanity together. Do you? We just can't wait to rule over the worlds we create rather than participate in the one we share. But maybe eventually we'll come to find that we needed each other this whole damn time. Maybe this world we're the tiniest piece of has a system of balance we would never dream of, pushing us somewhere we won't consciously scheme up. Maybe we shouldn't have all this power.
To me, anti-Semitism is being a boy of 10 and cowering in my Sydney home with my mother and my brother as the neighbour in the flat above thundered about Hitler's failure to put us in that ravine too, and how he would finish the job. That the security and comfort in which we as Australian Jews live today is the exception in the span of Jewish history, not the norm. It has never been this good, and it will not always remain this good. That is why it is imperative that we strengthen and support the institutions that instill Jewish values in our children, that protect our history from revisionism and denial, and that advocate for Jewish human rights and national rights with skill and defiance. It is only through the strength of our Jewish nation state and Jewish community that we will withstand the challenges before us.
And the idea that I want to talk about tonight is future. Because one day we're all going to wake up to a headline, "Last Holocaust survivor dies." And the question is, what will we do? We have borne witness to a story of cremation. One letter separates these two words, creation and cremation. The letter M. For me, that letter M stands for Mensch. It stands for humanity, our humanity. We are the letter, the single individual that can impact the world to speak out wherever there is injustice. There are many ways of fulfilling the commandment to remember. But what most survivors chose, not in spite of, but because of their silence, was to dance. In my mother's words, quoting from the Bible, I have put before you on this day the mountain of life and the mountain of death. Now choose. I wouldn't blame any survivor if they would have chosen the mountain of death. But instead, they chose life. They danced inside the darkness of the memories they carried so they could give birth to us, literally turn cremation into continuous acts of creation. They showed gratitude to the organisations in Australia that sponsored their migration, that found them jobs. They raised money for Israel because they knew what it meant to be powerless. They built our community, its schools and its museums, and they laughed inside their tears and personally taught me to do the same in the face of so much loss and grief. So l'chaim to you all, Zachor.
My dreams before I was a Rebbitzin and my dreams after I became a Rebbitzin are exactly the same, and that's to change the way people live with dementia. My love for Judaism and God are not compromised by my love for innovation in my field. They're enhanced, and they coexist quite comfortably. When I started on this disruption journey to redefine what a rabbi's wife could do, people were antagonistic. They said it shouldn't be done, it can't be done, rabbis have rebbitzins, rebbitzins don't behave this way. But see, the way I see it, it's about celebrating what women can do, CEO, rebbitzin, or not. Identifying opportunities of inclusion for diversity and difference. Disruption happens where we dare to think differently. For me, it was doing dementia differently, helping people die differently, and being a different type of rabbi's wife. It was about pushing the boundaries of opportunities, pioneering in both worlds. What would it take for you to dare to think differently? Thank you.
It's time for you, our young visionaries, to step up and take on the leadership of your future. And I think the most dangerous idea of all is that anyone here does not feel a sense of personal responsibility for the future of your community. You can't outsource this. This is yours.